So E3 is right around the corner, and I want to talk about Nintendo, and I want to talk about things I want Nintendo to show us at E3. Now, take in consideration, a lot of this stuff I am talking about are things that are probably never going to happen when it comes to E3. I'm probably dreaming and dreaming and dreaming, but a guy could always wish and always hope that everything I want from Nintendo comes true, which is probably not the case, so just take that in consideration. I know a lot of this is never coming true, but I can always wish and still actually talk about it. And also take in consideration, I'm not going to talk about anything 3DS related. So if you wanted anything 3DS related, unfortunately, I'm not talking about it because once you switch to the Switch, it's hard to switch back to the 3DS. You get it? It's a pun, but yeah. So sorry for all you 3DS fans. I know Nintendo is actually going to talk about the 3DS at E3 because they still need to support the 3DS, especially since the 2DS XL is coming out. I know, I'm fully aware that they're going to support it and talk about some games, a couple of games for it, but majority of it probably needs to be the Switch because Switch is brand new and a lot of people are starting to own the Switch now, so hopefully that is the case. Now, first off, I'm going to be only talking about Nintendo first-party titles. I'm not going to be really talking about any third-party stuff, so mainly what I want from Nintendo. I'm actually going to make a whole separate video of third-party games I want to come to the Switch. It's not, that video is not out yet, but it is going to be coming in the future, and I will be making that video as well. So stay tuned for that if you want to see what games I want that are third-party to come over to the Switch. Now, I am going to be talking about the UI of the Switch before I get into the whole game aspect. Now, the UI may not seem like a big deal to you if you don't care about UI, but for me, I want to talk about it, and what I can say right now is I love the UI of the Switch. It feels modern. It doesn't feel like it's ancient technology. Unlike the Wii U just felt really bad. It didn't feel modern. It felt clunky. It felt slow. And what was that, Nintendo? What was that whole Miiverse thing with the Mii's running across the screen when you booted up the system? I never enjoyed that, and I never ever used that screen. I only use the screen with all your apps and all your games on it. The reason I'm talking about it is because it made the system slow. I'm hoping Nintendo realizes this and doesn't say, let's put some gimmicky crap on the Switch and then it'll slow down the UI and make it bad. No, right now it's not bad. Is it the best? No. Is it bare bones? Yes, it's bare bones, but all I really care about is to play games. As long as I'm playing games, I'm happy. I don't want any nonsense on this system that's going to slow down the system, and if I never use it, then it's a wasted opportunity. Could Nintendo release something that I never thought about that they could put on the Switch that's going to be a great implementation to the UI and to the system? Yes, they could, but I hope they just don't mess it up and it slows down the actual system. Now, I know it is a bare bones UI, there's nothing really going on, but I'm pretty much happy with it. But there is some stuff I want them to actually put on the Switch's UI, which would be really, really great, and I would be really happy about. Now, one thing we don't know about, we still don't know anything about Nintendo's online paid service, which is coming sometime in the fall. And the reason I'm talking about this is because we all know that they talked about it's going to be conjunction with a mobile app, so most likely those rumors are true, and they did kind of say it on stage in the Switch presentation. We are going to be using a mobile app of some kind to conjunction with the Switch. Actually, I am okay with that 100% because 100% of the times you have a cell phone on you, at least most people. I would say majority of people now have a cell phone on them, at least if you live in America. And that'd be cool because you can do game invites. You can set up times to play a game, so that'd be cool instead of being at your Switch having to set it up because there are times you may not have your Switch on you. So that would be really nice to be able to see everything through the app and see when friends are on and things like that and message them through the app. But then again, that is the problem I don't want to happen. I don't want it to be where everything you have to communicate with your buddies and your friends is through the app. I'm hoping that there is some way that Nintendo realizes they need to smarten up and actually give us a better online experience, just like Sony or Microsoft with the Xbox and PlayStation, and say, we need a way to communicate to our friends on the Switch without having a mobile device around, whether it's sending messages to friends or voice chat. We need a way to communicate with friends. Because right now, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is out, and we have no way to communicate with people on our friends list. And that is a big, big problem. Well, at least for me, it bothers me. What's the point of a friends list if you're not going to let us communicate with people on our friends list? That is why I'm saying I'm hoping this mobile app thing isn't the only way you can connect chat with your friends on the Switch. Also, there are situations you may have your Switch and not your cell phone, and then if you're forced to only communicate people on your friends list with the smartphone, that's completely dumb in my opinion. I'm not saying it's not a bad idea. I understand that it'll save it'll save more battery on the Switch. It'll be convenient in times you don't have your Switch, but if that's the only way we're communicating with our friends on the Switch, that is not a good idea. So I'm hoping Nintendo does realize this and put this in the UI. I'm hoping also Nintendo gets more smarter and makes this online experience feel more like a Microsoft and Sony, where we can do party chats, game invites, the whole 9 yards, and it really feels like the friends list. We can do stuff with the friends list. Actually, with the Wii U, they did some stuff with it, the whole Miiverse thing. And Miiverse actually allowed you to communicate with other people by sending messages. Whereas right now, we don't even have a way to message people on our friends list on the Switch, which is odd since Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is officially on the market. I'm hoping they also do what actually Microsoft and Sony do. I hope we get achievements for every single game. That would be flat out fantastic. I'm not really an achievement hunter anymore. I used to in the past, but no matter what, it's not going to hurt the UI, and they can make it to where it's not going to be clunky, not slow down the system, and I think that'd be a great opportunity for games to get achievements, because we've never seen any type of achievements on a Nintendo platform to date. Whether it be a handheld or a console, we've never seen any type of achievement system. The closest we got was actually on the Wii U system, which was the stamps in certain games. Certain games allowed you to get stamps to post to Miiverse, and I'm hoping that's the way they're going to do it on the Switch. If they do achievements, they'll do stamps. It'll be different than achievements on 360 and trophies on PlayStation. We'll get an achievement system with stamps, so you'll have like a stamp book, and you can see every single game. And it'll actually be a book that opens up. It'll be very clean, very nice. It'll be amazing. That'd be awesome. And also we can have, it'll just be really awesome. I know Nintendo likes doing their things their own way and making stuff quirky and fun. If you look at Splatoon, ARMS, Smash Brothers, Mario Kart, they like doing all these different things that just look very kid-friendly, childish, and things. So I can see that being very cutesy, having a book open with a whole bunch of achievements on it. Overall, that's pretty much I want out of the UI. Now, we still don't know anything about apps for the UI, whether it be Netflix, Hulu, YouTube, internet browser. We know for a fact there is a web browser in the Switch, and we all know that. I know that for a factor as well, because if you try to share a picture from your album, it tells you to, it'll direct you to a web browser type looking deal, and you'll have to access that. So there is a web browser hidden in there. Hopefully they'll unlock it for the public, so you won't have to do some hacking and things like that. I don't want to go over in this video, but we need the web browser. Am I a person that actually uses web apps, whether it be YouTube, Netflix, Hulu, things like that? No, actually, 100% of the time on my game consoles, I don't even use those, and I've never used them. I may have tinkered with them a little bit, but 100% of the time, I don't use those. But for people who do use those, I can see those being a big deal, and it would be nice if they bring them no matter what. Even if I don't use them, it's still nice that we'll get those apps. So they should talk about that as well. They should try to bring those over as well, because if you have your Switch with you, most likely you might want to use that. You won't want to pull out your cell phone. You might not want to pull out a tablet or a computer. Be like, I'm already on my Switch playing this game. Let's just switch over real quick, because the UI is fast. Let's switch over to YouTube and watch a YouTube video real quick. I gotta check this out, or I gotta look up something on the internet real quick. It would be nice and convenient. I'm not gonna lie. I might use the web browser or YouTube once in a while, just because I have my Switch on me and I'm already using it. That would be really, really convenient, and I would actually like it if they do come front and actually do that. Now I'm actually gonna talk about the whole games aspect on the Switch, what games I want to come to the Switch. There's actually a lot to talk about. Now let's first talk about Virtual Console. Everybody, or a lot of people, want Virtual Console to come to the Switch. Am I a person that wants Virtual Console to come to the Switch? Yes, I want Virtual Console to come to the Switch. But the thing is though, I don't really care at this point too much if it doesn't come right away. It is nice, and you know Nintendo's gonna bring it. If you're thinking they're not, they're definitely gonna bring it. Because let's be honest, Nintendo knows that people, whether you're a hardcore fan of Nintendo, whether you're a casual fan, if you're a Nintendo fan and you have a Nintendo console, most likely you're buying a Virtual Console game. Whether you bought Mario Brothers one time or whether you bought Mario Brothers 4 times, you're buying it again. Nintendo knows they can milk us dry with all these Virtual Console purchases. It's pretty shady what Nintendo's has done with the Virtual Console. This will be the 4th console now that has Virtual Console. You take in consideration the Wii, the 3DS, and the Wii U. Yeah, that's about platforms. This is about the fourth platform they've had Virtual Console support on, and Nintendo knows they can milk us dry with that. Now, a lot of people say they want GameCube. I actually do want GameCube. That's the one I'm most excited for. I don't care so much about the other ones, because let's be honest, I played those a million, gazillion, quadrillion times. I don't care about the rest of the Virtual Console stuff. That's getting old news, especially since I have a Wii U and a 3DS that already play Virtual Console games. I just do not care. But GameCube would be really nice and really awesome just because there's so many good GameCube games. They released Luigi's Mansion, Smash Brothers Brawl, and they release F-Zero GX. If they release F-Zero GX, I am flat out buying that day one on the Virtual Console. You know, my heart is going to be set with F-Zero GX. That is a very hard game. If you've never played F-Zero GX, it's nothing like Mario Kart. It's for the hardest racing fans out there. That thing gets super hard on the hardest difficulty. It's like almost unbeatable. But I love me some F-Zero GX. And take note, Nintendo, you can put a story mode in a racing game. I don't know why they haven't done it in Mario Kart, but they can put it in a racing game. So if they'd done that, I'd be really happy. Honestly, I wish they would do something else with the Virtual Console, because the Virtual Console is around 10 years old now. Well, that is cool, but I'm actually kind of tired of rebuying the same games over and over and over and over and over. I know they're going to make us pay for the Virtual Console games again, whether you bought them 1 time or 4 times. That's just the way Nintendo works. But what I'm really hoping is we either get them for free if you already bought them on Wii U or 3DS, or better yet, they should just start a subscription fee, whether you pay $5 or $10 a month, and it becomes like Netflix, and you can play the backlog of NES, Super Nintendo games for unlimitedly for the month. That would be a sell. And don't charge too much. Charge about $5, even $3. That's still free money in your pocket. If you're listening, Nintendo, do that. Because a lot of people already bought these games a gazillion, a million, trillion times. And if you were to actually make a system like Netflix, hey, I would be on board at $3, $4, $5. $10, I would say, they're old games. I don't really know. Also, what they could do as well with the Virtual Console concept, they could actually... They already rumored this kind of when they talked about the online service, saying you would get a 1 game per month and you would get online function with an old game. Maybe with the Virtual Consoles concept, all the Virtual Console games, or some of them, will get online support. Like, think about how cool it would be to play Mario Kart 64 online, or F-Zero GX, or some of the old Mario games co-op. That would be flat out fantastic, and that would bring new life to these old Nintendo games that people have already played over and over and over and over and over again, which are already pretty much classic games, which we don't need to keep buying over and over and over. We all have that nostalgic feeling where we feel like we need to buy these games. But at least if they're going to milk us dry and make us buy it for like the 10th gazillion time, put some online multiplayer in it. That would be flat out fantastic. And it would give the people incentive who don't want to really play for online. They'd be like, I like these old Nintendo games, and they have online, so I'm going to chunk down 17 or 26 or whatever dollars it is to pay for online for the Switch. I am 100% okay with that. I love me some Super Mario World, but it has online. That is friggin' awesome. So that's what I'm saying right there. I'm saying is that's actually going to be a great idea. Now let's get on to the whole games that I want at E3. First off, before that, I want to talk about DLC specifically, because there is some DLC I would like, and that would pretty much guarantee me a buy on day one. What I'm talking about is if Breath of the Wild gets more DLC, yes, we already have DLC coming, but they're not, I wouldn't say they're a full-fledged game as far as I know. Well, the second one is supposed to have a whole new story, so I don't know what that means. Is that a whole new area? Is that a whole new section? Is that a very meaty 6, 7, 8 hour whole new experience? And that's going to be a lot. But if Nintendo right now at E3 comes out and says, let's make Breath of the Wild this whole platform, and let's not release a new Zelda game, because this game's selling like hotcakes, and there's so many out in the wild now. Let's just make more DLC. Let's make about $60 worth of DLC. I'm like, if it's really good content, and it gives it more playtime, and it brings the playtime more, and it's amazing content, you know, I'm going to be there day one buying that DLC day one for $60. I'm buying that definitely. Now let's talk about Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Yes, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is a definitive version of the actual Mario Kart. So Nintendo's like, no, we're not releasing DLC for Mario Kart because this is the deluxe edition. So there's no point of doing it. We've already combined everything that wasn't in Mario Kart 8, and we've already put it into one game. But there is stuff that's in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe that's not in the game that I really do want in the game as a big Mario Kart fan and a Nintendo fan. First of all, we are missing Diddy Kong. Where in the heck is Diddy Kong? I love Diddy Kong in some Mario Kart. If they're not gonna put Diddy Kong, if they're not gonna make a new Diddy Kong Racing, put him in Mario Kart so I feel like I'm racing with Diddy Kong. I love Diddy Kong. I would trade a lot of different characters in Mario Kart 8 right now for Diddy Kong. You charge $2, $3, $4 for Diddy Kong, and I'm buying it day one for sure. I'm definitely buying it. Also, there is some retro tracks I would want in the game, but you can argue right now 48 tracks is too much. I've actually have a video on that, which I will leave in the description. If you want to listen to me ramble about why 48 tracks is too much in Mario Kart, you can argue that. But there is some tracks in the game that I would really, really want in the game as DLC. So if you were to give more tracks in DLC, I'm definitely flat out done. And I'm buying it no matter what. I'm definitely there day one. Also, majority of people online are still complaining, where is Battle Fort? Excuse me, I tried to remember the name of it because I have not played a battle mode in another Mario Kart in a very long time. But Battle Fort is where it's at. If you remember Mario Kart 64, Battle Fort is very awesome, and if they were to release that as a new battle arena, I'm definitely buying that as well. Also, just release more battle maps, because right now there's 8. Yes, there's 8 solid good ones, but the more the merrier, and sometimes 8 can get kind of repetitive, especially if you're playing the battle mode exclusively for hours and hours and hours and hours. Then it does become repetitive, and you can see the same courses. So adding more battle courses would be a very good thing, and especially Battle Fort. You bring over Battle Fort, and a lot of fans are going to pay for that, no matter if it's 5, 6, 7. They're willing to pay for it, and I am willing to pay for it too. So make that happen, Nintendo, if you're listening. Battle Fort has to come to the Switch. Now I am going to talk about actual games that I want to see at E3, which some of them may happen and some of them may never actually happen. I may be dreaming here, but we can always dream. One game I do want from Nintendo as really, really, really bad. Oh, before I talk about that, I forgot to talk about Virtual Console some more. I'm actually hoping as well they bring us some backwards compatibility with the Wii U, because I still turn on my Wii U from time to time and play old Wii U games, and if they were to port them to the Virtual Console on the Switch, I wouldn't have a reason to turn on my Wii U, because right now, as much as I did love the Wii U, it's just painfully sucks to know I have to go back in time and turn on my old slow Wii U and play some of the old Wii U games that I love, whether it's 3D World, whether it's some of the Zelda remakes and things like that. Make it happen, Nintendo. Put some Wii U games on the Switch on Virtual Console, and some people are willing to buy them. You can't sleep on the Wii U is basically what I'm saying. You would think that the Wii U is so bad, but there's some really good experiences on the Wii U that you can't get anywhere else in Nintendo's history. So put them on Virtual Console on the Switch, and some people are buying them. And it won't hurt anyway, because just putting them on the Virtual Console, people are going to see them, and you're going to get pretty much free money. So a lot of this stuff Nintendo should be doing anyway, because free money is free money. Don't you want free money? And since it's going to be on the eShop, I wouldn't assume that it's going to cost a lot of money, since they're running the servers anyway. And on top of that we're paying for an online subscription fee in the fall. They're going to have more money for these servers. So putting them on servers is just free advertising, whether people buy them or not. Now what I'm going to talk about, I'm actually going to talk about games. But one game I really want on the Switch really, really, really bad, because I'm tired of turning on my Wii U. I've already talked about this in another video, but one game I absolutely want on the Switch right now, give it to me right now, don't even wait until E3, announce it right now, is Super Smash Brothers. I'm tired of turning on my Wii U just to play some Super Smash Brothers. So if Nintendo gives us Super Smash Brothers in any form, whether it's 4 or a new one, 5, I'm definitely going to buy it day one and buy it. Honestly, if they released 4, remade 4 and put it on the Switch and didn't give us any new content, I would actually buy it day one. I wouldn't even care that there's no new content because I still play Smash 4 that much. I love the Smash series. You can actually say Smash Brothers geez, I'm stuttering right here. I can't say it correctly, but basically what I'm trying to say is Smash 4 or Smash games in general is basically an encyclopedia for Nintendo, because you know how all the Nintendo trophies are in there and it gives you a description of all the trophies, and Smash 4 has a lot of trophies. And if you want to know the timeline of Nintendo or know like the characters of Nintendo or the franchises, Smash Brothers is it. Whether you're a big hardcore Smash Brothers fan or not, you can admit Smash Brothers has a lot of content in the game already. Smash Brothers is one of those games that it has so much content in there. It's worth your hard-earned $60 in my opinion. I just love it and it's just awesome. So make that happen and announce it. Also, another game that should be coming too is a Super Mario Maker. If they don't do Super Mario Maker, I understand, because 3DS already got a port of Super Mario Maker. It would make sense on the Switch. Since we don't have another Mario game, no Mario games on the Switch yet, besides Mario Kart. Yes, Mario Kart does have Mario in the name, but it's not a traditional Mario game. So put Mario Maker on the Switch, and it might get people talking some more about the Switch. Because right now, if you're not aware of either, Nintendo's dream is to get the Switch to Wii U number sales. Is that not Wii U? Excuse me. I do 100% apologize. They want to get it to Wii sales figures, which is pretty much insane. They're even thinking about it just because the Switch is selling like hotcakes now. But if Nintendo wants this to be the next successor, their next big Wii system, then they need to do as much as they can. So if they were to put Super Mario Maker on the Switch, a lot of people will be talking about it because we don't have an actual regular Mario game on the Switch. Super Mario Odyssey is going to be the big Super Mario game everyone's talking about, but it's still going to be it's going to be an open world platforming type deal, an open world game, and it won't be a traditional Mario game. So put Super Mario Maker on the Switch, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people will be talking about it. Another game people have been talking about and been rumoring, they haven't mentioned it anywhere, but Legend of Zelda Maker. If they put Zelda Maker on the Switch, it's gonna be pretty good, and I would definitely buy that game. I know a lot of people are like, don't you think Zelda Maker is gonna be too hard of a game for people to make levels, especially for not hardcore fans? Yes, that is true, but that's why you play the levels instead of make the levels. So the smart people like me, or people who really love video games or Zelda, we make the levels, and then people will play our levels, and you have it right there. You don't need to know how to make levels. And I'm sure Nintendo's not going to mess this up. They'll make a streamlined Zelda Maker to where the dungeons and the whole making will make it streamlined, and we won't have a problem with the whole deal, and it'll be a very nice, solid experience. So make that happen. That's one that's probably not even going to come up at this E3. It's way too early for that. Zelda Breath of the Wild is still hot. They need to milk that too as much as it can, especially since the winter time is not out yet. They only need one Zelda game, and Breath of the Wild is going to be it. Now, another game I do want is Pikmin 4, or, yeah, I think Pikmin 4, Pikmin 5, Jesus. I haven't played Pikmin in a long time on the Wii U, so I can't remember what we're up to now, but release a new Pikmin game, and I'm buying it. I know Pikmin is not a main Nintendo franchise. A lot of people do not even care about Pikmin, but I do care about Pikmin, and I love it. Another one I want, but sadly is not coming, which sucks. I would want it on the Switch right now. Give us a Kirby collection, or give us a new Kirby game on Switch, and I'm buying it day one, as long as it's not one of those gimmicky ones like Kirby Canvas Curse or Kirby Mass Attack. Just give us a regular 2D one like Kirby Planet Robobot or Kirby Triple Deluxe or Kirby Superstar or something like that. It's a game along those lines. Just a normal Kirby game, and I will be content and I will be happy with the whole Kirby franchise because it will look gorgeous on the Switch. I know that they're coming out with a new Kirby game on 3DS, which really does painfully saddens me inside, just because I know, oh crap, I have to go back to the old clunky 3DS. The graphics don't even compare to the Switch in handheld mode. So, yes, I really want a new Kirby game on the Switch. Of course, Animal Crossing and Pokemon people really do want. Honestly, I'm not going to try to lie to you guys and sit here and try to lie. As big of a Nintendo fan as I am right now, I just do not care about Pokemon, no matter how you look at it. I've grown up from Pokemon. I'm one of those people that do not like Pokemon. I don't hate it, but I just find it boring now. I know, it's like, how dare you? You hate Pokemon? Yes, I do. I don't hate... Okay, first of all, you behind the screen, I do not hate Pokemon. Let me make that clear. I don't hate Pokemon. I think it's a very cool franchise, and it's something cool that nobody else has, but I really just don't play it as I used to do. I just find it repetitive and boring. That's just me personally. But if it comes to the Switch, that's good. And if it's handheld and it's on the TV for the first time, a mainstream Pokemon game, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I haven't touched a Pokemon game since X and Y. The only reason I touched X and Y is due to the fact that X and Y was the first time we've ever seen a Pokemon game in full, like 3D. I don't mean 3D stereoscopic with the 3D effect. I'm talking about 3D models and everything like that. That's when we're really seeing 3D, and I was really like blown away, and I was like, I might jump on. And I enjoyed what I had of it, but then after that I was like, more games on 3DS. I just don't really care. But if they were to make one on the Switch, I might buy it just because we've never had a mainstream Pokemon game on a console. Yes, we've had Pokemon games on a console, but not a mainstream one. So Pokemon Stars, that's still being rumored around. You put that on the Switch, it's going to sell like hotcakes, and I might buy it just because a mainstream one. And they could turn it into a massive online multiplayer game. They could turn it into like a World of Warcraft. That's something I've always wanted out of Pokemon, believe it or not. If they do that, then I might be able to jump in. My dream for Pokemon was always to make it a massive online multiplayer, because the Pokemon worlds can get really big, and it would be really cool if we seen Pokemon trainers walking around in real time. You can interact with trainers in real time, go on adventures with them. It would feel like a real solid real world. That's what I really want with Pokemon. I'm tired of walking around with NPCs or computers talking to them. They have no life. You can't interact with them. Well, of course you can. You can talk to them, but outside of talking to them, they're just you definitely know that they're NPCs. They don't feel that cool. So turn it into a massive online multiplayer game, and I definitely might be sold on the game. That was my dream for Pokemon for a while now, and I'm hoping that really does take too. So you put Pokemon on the Switch, and I might be buying it, and it would look gorgeous on the Switch. Also, people have been saying Pokken Tournament should come on the Switch. I played a little bit of Pokken Tournament. It was kind of confusing, so I don't really care if Pokken Tournament comes to the Switch. It's on Wii U. If you have a Wii U, buy it. If you don't have a Wii U, don't play it. But I don't really care about Pokken Tournament too much. Another game I definitely want, which they better have they better not have an excuse for. I'm telling each and every one of you, and that is going to be one of their longest franchises, which they have a couple games in the series. It's not one of those small games that nobody knows about. It's definitely a big Nintendo franchise that people know about. Is it as big as Mario or Zelda? No, it is not, but the game is Metroid. I'm talking about Metroid. Don't give me that excuse, Nintendo, and don't say, oh, we got Federation Force on the 3DS. Everyone knows that game is complete garbage. Nobody cares about that game. That's not even a Metroid game. What they probably did was they made another game, and in the development cycle of Metroid Federation Force, they were like, this game is just not cutting it, and I don't think no one's going to buy it in its current form. So let's tack on Metroid and call it Metroid Federation Force, and that's how it became Metroid Federation Force, and it's complete garbage. If you look at the one on the DS one, I can't remember the name. I think it was Metroid Prime Hunters, I do believe. But that game was awesome, actually. It wasn't my favorite one. The one on GameCube was my absolute favorite. But if they put that one, I mean, you can see that they still cared about Metroid, is what I'm saying, on the DS. So you can't tell me the 3DS is not capable of playing Metroid. The 3DS is definitely playing a very good Metroid. They just made some kind of crap Metroid Federation Force, which nobody cares about. So you come out and you tell us that faithful fans of Nintendo need a new Metroid game, and I'm gonna go bazonkers at E3. If they come out with that, I'm gonna be doing flips. I'm gonna be screaming. I'm gonna go outside and fucking scream. Honestly, I'm really gonna scream because that is awesome. I've been waiting for another Metroid game for many, many, many years. Also, I really do hope that Xenoblade 2 Chronicles comes out on the Switch and it's not delayed. But knowing Nintendo, that thing is gonna be delayed. We don't know when that's coming out, because if you've ever played a Xenoblade Chronicles game, you know how big those games could be. Whether it's Xenoblade Chronicles or Xenoblade Chronicles X, those games are very big. So I doubt it's going to be ready for prime time this year. And most people are saying it's not going to be ready in 2016. That whole thing the Switch presentation was just bonkers. We know it's not coming. If it really does come this winter, I am going to be flipping out and be freaking happy because Xenoblade Chronicles is awesome. But then again, we do have Breath of the Wild, and what I was saying, you add $60 of content to that game, and I am sold. So I don't really need Xenoblade Chronicles 2. They could delay it, and I wouldn't be too mad, as long as they bring us more Breath of the Wild DLC. But then again, also, Super Mario Odyssey is around the corner, and we don't know how big that game's going to be. That game could be massive as well. So much to do that I wouldn't even care if Xenoblade Chronicles 2 comes out this year. Also, my mindset is the game's going to come out December 29th, 2016 at the earliest, or December 31st. Whatever the last day of December is, they're releasing it for the Switch, and that's what I think they're going to do. But I honestly don't even think they're going to make that cutoff. Another one I do want, which is people have been talking about, and people said that it may be coming to the Switch Virtual Console, but I don't think it's coming. Nintendo never came out outside of Japan at all. What game am I talking about? I'm talking about Mother 3. I'm actually a big fan of Earthbound, and if I was to get Mother 3, I would definitely buy it day one. That would be a Virtual Console purchase I'm definitely buying. Now, Nintendo doesn't want to bring it to North America or outside of Japan for what unknown reasons. Now, I know some of you guys watching this video are like, don't you know you can play that game other means? Yes, there's ways to play it right now if you're not in Japan. You can actually completely feel the game, but I'm not one of those people that really do care. I'm just going to wait until it releases in America, and hey, guess what? As big of an Earthbound fan or a Mother fan that I am not going to get it if it never comes to America. I'm just going to say, well, I guess that game was never meant to be in the Western Hemisphere, so I'm just not going to play that game at all. I'm trying to think of some other games that I really do want on the Switch, but that's pretty much everything that I want on the Switch, or that plans on the Switch as of right now. Of course, there'll be some surprises at E3 and everything. Oh yeah, Fire Emblem. I hope they just discontinue Fire Emblem on the 3DS, because a mainstream Fire Emblem game on the Switch would look flat out fantastic and gorgeous. Make it happen, Nintendo. We know in the future Fire Emblem is coming to Switch, whether it's this year, next year, in the life cycle of Switch, we're definitely getting a Fire Emblem game. But as of right now, we're stuck to Echoes, and I do want a Fire Emblem game on Switch. That would look awesome as well. Anyway, guys, peace out. I'll see you guys later in my next video. I'm out, guys.